and even like Pup Punk, like that's something that's like a talent that you had where you look at like the 4 people in Pup Punk, all of them are like you, where it's, I mean, like PFT, you know, obviously is like this self-made character that is, you know, a megastar. You have Roan, who's like story. He was the first behind the blog I did because I was like, what the fuck are you?
How'd you get here?
How did you do this? You got Bob Fox, who was you at the age of 11.
Like 12.
Yeah, you know, like making shirts for us and wrestlers and then covering MMA. And you guys all just were like, now we're going to make a fucking band. And what started out as a joke, how much did you, like, I thought it was a joke until I heard some of your music. Did you guys think it was a joke? You guys were like, this is fucking real.
Well, dude.
Like, it's funny, but you were like, this is not just like we're playing around.
My first big Christmas gift that I remember was I was maybe 5 years old. Like, everything before that was like, whatever. I could have played with a box.
A ball, yeah.
A ball.
Yeah.
I remember they got me, I was like 5 or 6, and they got me a fucking drum set.
Which is a crazy move by a parent, by the way.
I showed no ability to
just whack in. It's like
ridiculous.
Loud. It's stupid.
Especially my parents. They're so laid back. Like, they didn't care about any of that stuff. Like, and like to think that they were gonna put me through like drum lessons. Like, they're not those types of people. So like they just expected me to just bang it and make noise. Like, And I remember just falling in love with it. I did get a drum lesson. How weird is this? I had a drum teacher for about 13 years. He'd come every single, like literally when I was like 6 to when I was like 16 or whatever. That's not 13 years. Oh my God, 19.
That's 19, yeah.
Literally until I was almost 20, I had this guy come into my house. I never knew his last name.
What's his first name?
Derek.
Just Derek.
Dude, we just called him Derek.
The drum teacher.
My whole life knowing him. He's basically like an uncle.
Like you don't know him like right now.
No idea what his, gun to his head, no idea what his last name is. We used to, you remember like when, even before like iPhones and stuff, we all had his number written on one sheet of paper, a little fucking wrinkly piece of paper, and if we lost that paper, I couldn't have a lesson. Like,
Derek's gone.
We would
from
fucking
existence.
take all the drawers out. Where's the number? We never thought once to write it on another piece of paper. It was always that one. Once we found it, we'd put it back in the drawer, and we fucking had no idea. But I fell in love with the drums, and I was in New York State, NYSMA, in the jazz band. Like, I legitimately playing, like, reading, like, high-level music. I got perfect. Like,
so
13, 14, like
through 20. Yeah.
But even like when I was like 8 and 9, I was in like elementary school playing with the 9th grade band, like legitimately full drum set, playing with the 9th grade band, like playing concerts and said, oh shit, I was in 5th grade. I was like a prodigy of like my little area.
Yeah, right.
And for some reason,
undeniable. When you see that, when you hear that, when you get the idea, like when you're 9 and you're playing with like the 15-year-olds, like, you just know.
But there was something about just the drums, and like I never could really keep a good tempo, but I could read the music and I could play it. And I remember a couple of my buddies were super good drummers also in my school, and it was like a competition. Like my buddy Dave and another. And like for some reason, my town had good drummers in it, and it was a really cool like competition and just like a place to grow up playing music. And I remember Pup Punk started, and I was like, and I was really behind the scenes at that point. Like I was just Dave's guy. I knew all you guys really well. Obviously, it was like 2 or 3 years into working there, but I just didn't have the confidence to be like, yo, like, all right, like Smitty plays the drums, but like this is like something I really care about. Like I love the fucking drums.
Seeing how good you were, I remember thinking like, this motherfucker almost didn't speak up. Like I feel like you almost didn't. Like
Smitty got hurt, and they didn't know what to do, and I was like. I can kind of play the drums.
Was there another band practice?
What?
I remember
this guy. Yeah, I can kind of play. And, you know,
dude, there's a video of us playing. It's the most awkward fucking thing of all time. It's the first time I ever get on a drum set in front of them, and Smitty's standing right over me, and like I just didn't. I almost like laid back because I wanted to stay at his level of like because we were going back and forth.
Yikes.
And it was.
You did like the whiplash. Like
yeah, we like went back and forth, and he had a sling. It was a bad scene. You want to know what's fucked though? All right, so no, we'll get through this. So then I finally get into the band and like we start playing. It's a fucking joke band. We're singing songs about the Russian government in a summer song that like PFT, his crazy brain writes these ridiculous songs, and they're funny and they have good beats and they have good fills.
I mean, My Real Girlfriend is like
a legitimate
great
banger
song. If Blink-182 put that out in their prime, it would be like a #1 hit.
Now, you asked me if I thought it was going to be a joke. I always knew that we were going to be good because we'd practice, and I'd be like, holy fuck, guys. Like, we're fucking jamming right now.
Yeah.
Because PFT...
He can shred.
Moved to, like, Austin, I believe, when he was younger to pursue music.
Yeah.
Moved into a house.
Super talented,
with a bunch of musicians, and, like, they were going to do the Austin...
He's got that weird brain.
They were going to do it. They were going to write music. They were going to try and get a record deal, I'm pretty sure. I don't want to speak for him.
I think like Hard Factor Pat and all
Right,
those guys.
exactly, yes.
Yeah.
Roan, obviously. I mean, if you look up an old video of Roan, he's singing like a cappella songs, like, and he's
Which is funny too, because everyone knows the rap.
Right.
But all of a sudden he's doing this like, you know,
harmonizing
that accent with the voice
and yes.
and the emo sound and all that.
And then you get Robbie Fox, whose brother is an all-time great drummer. All-time great drummer.
He's got his music through his blood.
Robbie Fox can tell you the fucking cover art of the 1978 Rolling Stone. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just like
it's perfect.
So, and then I'm like this guy who's loved the drums, and I knew it was going to be good. I remember we played at Irving Plaza, our first ever show. We did 2 practices before it ever.
I remember I came to that.
We just
did
did 2 practices.
We were filming like behind the scenes or something.
Yeah,
like
we
that.
came to. We're just like, hey, let's like come up with like 12 songs, 13 songs. Let's just play a concert. And I remember
These motherfuckers sold out Irving Plaza as their first gig. When that's most people's pinnacle.
That is when
That's 20 years we get out of the garage, we get to play Irving Plaza, and then we die, and we consider it a successful band. You guys did that your first gig.
So